Oh, my manager. Hello?
Haley, it's me, your manager. I was just wondering what you wanted to do with those songs that you deleted from the internet.
Oh, those... I'm just releasing all of them at once tomorrow on YouTube. It's fine.
So, you're releasing an album then?
Not necessarily. I mean, technically yes, but, you know, I'm just kind of just releasing them for people to listen to.
Wait. 17 songs at once? That seems a little absurd.
What, you've never had anybody release 17 songs at once without releasing an actual album?
Well, no, but I mean...
Well, I'm sorry for trying to be unique. I thought I'd just try something different now that I don't have a record label up my ass about what to do and how to promote the album. I thought I'd just be different.
Alright, calm down. You're right. It's cool to be unique sometimes, and I fully support you on this.
Alright, calm down. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be like that. Just, yeah, we're setting them all up to be on YouTube by midnight, so just don't say anything. I want it to be a surprise.
Just let's hope this works.
Hey, what can I say? I just I like to be that bad bitch. Well, this is different. I thought I would be doing an album review here, but technically I'm not. It's a very weird situation, and I actually made another video in place of this until I realized what was going on, as just a couple of days ago, Paramore's own Hayley Williams released these songs onto her website that you could only access if you bought something off of the Good Die Young page and got a 17 password code to be able to go on and listen to those songs. And a lot of people thought that this was just kind of her teasing some sort of, you know, album or whatever, solo record. And I mean, technically we were kind of right, but after just a day, these songs were taken off of the website. And we were wondering what was going to come of these in the future. Was there going to be an album? Were some of these going to be released on streaming? Who knew? Well, last night at midnight exactly, Hayley Williams just decided to drop all 17 songs at once. And no, not in an album form, but as singles. So really, again, I don't know what to call this because I thought this was going to be an album called Ego that I was going to be reviewing. Instead, we're here talking about 17 separate songs that aren't part of an album at all, but sound like they definitely could go together, especially if you listen to them in some sort of order. But I also think that's pretty unique and cool that she didn't necessarily make this into an album with the track listing, because we can listen to them how we please and order it the way we want to order it. That is, unless she actually ends up releasing an album later in the year where these songs are actually put in their own little order and their track listing. But yet again, who knows? All the songs are out, and I'm here to talk about them. Again, 17 is a lot, because usually we just don't get that much at a time unless it drops in an album form. So listening to these, it was just, again, kind of just, I listened to them in the order that they were on YouTube Music, so I didn't necessarily try to listen to them in any specific order, but I did go and order them myself as to how I would think the track listing would look if it was made into an album, which I will put that on my community page for you guys to check out, because, well, it would just be too much for me to go through all these 17 songs one by one and basically say I'd put them here on an album or here, and here. But I can definitely say the first taste that people got of this album that I actually didn't hear until tonight was Merzapine, the kind of almost 90s alt-rock track that she played on this radio station and whatnot, and that was kind of when the teasing started. I mean, it is excellent, and I feel like for a song like this would definitely, I think, kick off the album if there was one. And her yelling and her screaming is something I've just never heard from her really before. I mean, we've heard her kind of like sing scream, but she's just straight out letting it loose. And I gotta say, the lyrics to these songs are leading me to believe there's something going on here, because there's rumors that her and her longtime bandmate, friend, and recently romantic partner Taylor York have split up, meaning that people think the future of Paramore is in jeopardy. Now, I don't know, nothing's set in stone, nobody's come out and said anything publicly. I can neither confirm nor deny what's going on. All I know is her and Zach Farrow have done videos together to celebrate Paramore's 20th anniversary, and they just did a tour together not that long ago that they just finished off. So again, I don't really know what's going on, but these lyrics definitely are talking about, you know, somebody somewhere, whether it's recent or in the past. Then there's a track on here called Ice in My OJ, which just, like, man, that one, if Merzapine doesn't kick off the album, if there is one, this one would, because it just comes in right away. It's like 2 minutes and 10 seconds. It's not really that long, but she's also, like, uses the screaming to her perfection here, as she just keeps screaming, I'm in a band, as, like, the main kind of, you know, chorusy section. It's just, it's an amazing song. Hard kind of reminds me something of what she would release on her debut solo album, Petals for Armor. It is very pop-leaning. Then we get songs like Glum, Disappearing Man, and Kill Me, and I think it's supposed to be Sizu. I'm not really sure how to say that. They're more, you know, kind of mellowed out tracks. And then we get to probably my favorite song of the 17 that were just released, that being Brotherly Hate. It's just catchy chorus, I'll give it that much. Very, very catchy chorus. And it's just, it's a bop. That's all I really have to say. And it's weird because the only ones I can think about, you know, the Brotherly Hate are the Pharaohs, as, you know, we had Josh and Zach left because his older brother Josh did before Zach eventually came back, and it doesn't seem like that they're talking to each other at all. And we know a couple years ago, Hayley called out Josh for his opinion on homosexuality being wrong and everything like that, so there's obviously still some animosity there. Then we have Negative Self-Talk, which is one of the longer tracks that was released, and then we get an interesting track called Discovery Channel, which I was not expecting this from Hayley Williams, especially on a track like this. But if you've ever heard The Bad Touch by the Bloodhound Gang, the chorus for this song is just her singing it and technically sampling that part.
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
I know, it's very weird considering The Bad Touch is like a comedy song almost. It doesn't take itself too seriously. To put those lyrics into a serious song, you would think it wouldn't work, but somehow it does. It amazed me how well it worked to begin with. Love Me Different is also great, along with Whim, I Won't Quit on You. And then we kind of get to a section where these last 4 tracks I would probably put toward the end of the album if it existed, with Blood Bros, True Believer, and then one of my favorite, you know, of the more softer songs, Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party. This one's interesting. Hayley's definitely angry at someone for some reason, I don't know. And then we have Dream Girl in Shibuya, and this one, I guess, is a trip to somewhere. It sounds Japanese and all this stuff, because, I mean, she uses the word kawaii in there, so has to be. And I guess that there's just someone that she was with, and he realized, wait a minute, my dream girl is here, not with the person I'm currently with. Or I don't really know how to determine the lyrics of that song. Some of these were kind of hard to decipher, or at least try to decipher, but that's what I was at least getting from it. So yeah, technically we got another solo project from Hayley Williams, and it basically takes what she did on her 2 solo records and kind of combines them together, while also doing some different things that kind of lean, like I said, toward the more 90s alternative era here and there, whether it be pop rock or, you know, more heavier stuff, like I said, with like Merzapine, Ice in My OJ and stuff. It all goes well together, and I feel like if this is going to eventually turn into an album, all these songs just perfectly complement each other, and I would really like to hear them in a certain order, so that way I guess I'm kind of more pleased by, I'm pleased by the songs, but I really would have liked to have been like, okay, listen to them in this order for you to fully get it, because it took me a couple listens with some of these songs to really understand where she was going with it. But outside of that, I don't know what else is happening. I don't know the future of Paramore. I don't know what this means. I don't know if her and Taylor York are still together. Even if they aren't, like, are they still friends, or is that ship sailed? Like, I don't know. All I know is we got this, and I mean, it's kind of been teased for a while. I remember a couple months back, I remember saying I saw on her Instagram where, like, a story where, like, just for like a quick split second, you saw a picture of her in the studio by the microphone. So she was obviously doing something, but there's also others that believe that these were the so-called leftovers or bloopers that she had from her Petals for Armor, Flowers for Vases era. So it could also just be that. Maybe she didn't want to release these as an album because these were just leftovers, and she said, I might as well just release them all at once, but not necessarily put them on an album and call it an album, because these songs are still older. But again, I don't know. These sound like they could have been made just a couple months ago, because, well, they just sound like something she would be doing right now. But that's my thoughts overall on this. You can tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think there is going to eventually be an album that comes out with these songs on it, where we will get them in a certain order and get them on a proper release? Or do you think this was her plan all along, and that the way she released these from, one day on the website with a special code to now they're all on streaming just by themselves as singles, was that the way she intended to do it? Again, I don't know, but would really like to hear your thoughts about it. But until then, stay safe out there, and I will catch you all in the next one.